Assalamualaikum. My name is Nora Ilaizati binti Mat Kusai with metric number 1913276. So today my partner and I will be presenting on the topic about gender equality. Under this topic, we would discuss on the introductions, the problem of the gender inequality, the factors of the issue happens, legal status that discuss about the gender equality, Islamic perspective or view about the gender equality, and lastly, the conclusion part.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nadira with metric number 2119208. I will be presenting the introduction, the problem statement and also the factors of gender inequality. Okay, first of all, gender refers to the characteristic of women and men, while equality is simply described as treating everyone fairly. Gender equality can be defined as that people of all genders have equal opportunities. However, women always have fewer privilege and power in many aspects, such as in the workplace, family, and education. Next, I would like to mention that the Quran emphasizes the universality of the principle of justice. This principle can be seen in at least three ways when it comes to the relationship between men and women. First, women and men are created from the same entity, and for that reason, they are equally standing. Second, both women and men have the obligation to live good lives and to do good work. Third, women and men have the same right to be rewarded for their work. Next, there is three problem statements that I have stated, which are workplace discrimination, favoritism on children gender, and also child and forced marriage. First problem statement is workplace discrimination. Workplace discrimination is one of the issues that lead to gender inequality. It refers to unequal treatment between employers and workers. There are a lot of workplace discrimination that exists, such as wages discrimination and pregnancy discrimination. Some of the employers think that women workers give less energy in their work, so they pay women workers with less pay rather than men, even though they are in the same positions. Next, pregnant women are not allowed to sit in higher positions and are always forced to do many tasks in return because they have taken maternity leave for a long time. Favoritism on children's gender. It is defined as parents who treat their children differently based on gender. In India, men have been dominant in societal and family life. Boys are given the priority by their parents to get access to education, but not for female children. It is because parents spend more time grooming their daughters to be a good wife in the future. Some of the parents also assume that their daughters are the only one who have the responsibilities in doing house chores, so it is not fair for the male and female children. Another problem statement is child and forced marriage. Child marriages are often exist for some countries. For instance, Nigeria recorded the highest number of child brides. An estimated 22 million children in Nigeria have been married at a young age. In order to lessen their financial burdens, their parents need to marry their daughters off. Moreover, over 9,000 domestic violence cases have been recorded since MCO began in Malaysia, which is a high number of cases. It started when a woman is forced to marry a random man, then they will have a high risk of facing domestic violence. There are three main factors that lead to gender equality, which are lack of religion knowledge, uneven access to education, and societal mindset and norms. Lack of religion knowledge. First, religion shapes the morality and value in a person. Some of humans are still practicing the old culture, which is not relevant for this era. Third, religious studies tutors discourage of drugs, early pregnancy, and sexually transmitted illness. And the fourth is religious knowledge will give us a quick consideration about the issue of gender inequality. Next factor, uneven access to education. Education is a fundamental right as well as tool for achieving equality and peace. Women literacy is increasing. About 1 to 9 million girls are out of school and blocked from access to education. one of the issue that happened in India. India is in 4th place among top 10 countries with the most out of school children in primary school. The last factor is societal mindsets and norms. Women's always seen as only providing assistance and tending to the heart. Next, they are viewed as liabilities, while men are seen as the primary providers and guardians of a family. Particularly, corporate circles are viewed as economic, political, and ritual assets. So that's all about the factors of gender inequality.
In Malaysia, there are many policies that protect women from the oppression. Women in Malaysia are very lucky because there's a guarantee for women's right to be defended. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development is having a role in the matters of gender equality, family as well as the community development. Many policies have been imposed in order to make sure the treatment given is fair regardless of the gender. This effort has emphasized gender equality that enables women to be involved in education, health and employment. And besides, the existence of this rule are as an assurance to preserve the rights and welfare of women. In their views, women are also the country's asset that would contribute to the development of Malaysia. And there's one plan under this ministry institution called Women and Economy, which helping women to face the discrimination issue in workplace, so that they could have a chance to participate in many economic sector. And under this plan, the government creates job opportunities in various fields to encourage the women participation in formal sector such as JPA, KPM, KPT, MITI and many more. They are also launching the plan to strengthen and maintain the position of women in the workplace in order to make sure the issue like discrimination and sexual harassment can be prevented. Other than that, women in Malaysia are also given rights to inherit. It's either you are Muslim or non-Muslim. For the non-Muslim, they have been protected by civil law known as Inheritance Act 1971. Under this law, if the spouse died, he or she still has the right on their partner's properties. While for Muslim, we should follow Islamic system that are controlled by Sharia law. Men would get more proportion than women and have a responsibility to support the family. Therefore, we know that women in Malaysia would be defended if unequal treatment is given to them in terms of wealth. The situation is very contradicting in Saudi Arabia, even though it is a Muslim country. Women there are given minimal rights and freedom in their social life. Originally, their government emphasized the concept of guardianship, which required the women to ask the permission from the male guardian in many things. It is very frustrating when the women need the approval from their male guardian to get education, a job, even have a health treatment. As for recent times, the law is already banned, but the system cannot be removed in their society as it already become a common practice among the people. The rights for women in education have shown a very impressive rate, and most university graduates are women in Saudi Arabia. However, their dreams seems to stop until that stage. This is because, according to Saudi Arabia's law, women can seek a job, but the employment rate for women is very low due to gender segregation rules. In order to save the cost, most companies did not want to hire women. The difficulty also can be found in the business fields where they need to have a male business partner. However, many men refuse to work with women due to their mindsets toward women being negative. It cannot be denied that women have very limited seats in the workplace and workforce. And recently, the Saudi Arabia government has launched Saudi Arabia Vision 2030. To improve the economic system of their country by providing the framework and ethics in companies. And this policy also encouraged the participation of women as the significant figures in economic field. As a result, 25% of workers are female. Then, for the first time in 2017, they appointed a woman as head of the Saudi Stock Exchange. And behind the progress of women's right there is still an issue regarding the salary gap between male and female workers. We could say that women got the salary 96% less than men. And this treatment can be considered as unequal since women are also hardworking similar to men. And the attitude which always give the priority to one gender only is not good for the country development. And the existence of policy just can show a little progress because something that women deserve has been blocked. Moving on to the next part, which is Islamic perspective or Islamic view that discuss about gender equality. As we all know, women in Jahiliyyah period have been treated badly and have no place in community. This situation is totally changed when Islam came to bring a guidance for the whole ummah. Prophet Muhammad has honored women by giving respectful treatment in line with religion recommendation. In Surah An-Nisa verse 1, O humanity, be mindful of your Lord, who created you from a single soul, and from it he created its mates, Adam and Eve. And through both, he spread countless men and women. And be mindful of Allah, in whose name you appeal to one another, and honor family ties. Surely Allah is very watchful over you. From this ayah, we are obliged to treat each other nicely regardless of gender. Thus, we understand that Allah has never differentiated His servant because both of them are the same in the eyes of Allah. God's justice toward His servant is invaluable blessing. Who are we to differentiate humans' rights according to who they are? Logically, no issues such as discrimination should arise in our society. Nowadays, many countries are encounter with gender discrimination issue even though we are already in the modern era. For example, the women discrimination is still happen in India. Women are treated badly whether in their house or workplace. We could say our society is very sick if we hesitate to fulfill human rights, whereas God never judged a person before He gives us rezeki. Even gender deserve to get a good treatment and a happy life because we are all human beings. Besides, Prophet Muhammad also showing the good example in treating women. There are several things that honor women which are done by the Prophet. First, giving love and respect to his wives. There's one story how he appreciate Aisyah radiallahu anha by playing together, drinking from the same spot of the cup and using sweet words. And next, he also giving the opportunity to women to engage in public roles. Before the Prophet Muhammad times, women are lacking this chance due to social norm among society. And the changes can be seen when Prophet gives a space to answer women to ask about Islam and learn about it. Then we can see that women like Aisyah radiallahu anha is a narrative hadith and a source to be consulted regarding religious issue. And furthermore, the Prophet has also uplifted the status of women by defending their rights and dignity. There's example story that women have not been neglected in the society anymore when they are also given the rights to ask for a divorce. As reported by Muhammad Al-Ghazali, both men and women have the same status. He even criticized regarding the statement that claimed the role of women just to giving birth and stay at home only. According to him, this claim can make non-believer look down on Islam because not respecting women. In fact, Islam has never differentiated human value based on the gender. and hence we must continue to honor women because they are also have their own values and deserve to get fair treatment as men get. And many Muslim countries have imposed Sharia law regarding women's rights. This is because many verses and hadiths are focused on the equality for both gender about humans' value, punishment, and many more. However, equality in the perspective of Islam are not the same ideology like from feminism or the liberalism, because women cannot do all the things men did, and also men cannot do all the things women did. We should know that men and women have their own weaknesses, but it can be improved through cooperation between two genders because they have complete each other. And it shows how fair Allah created human beings. In Surah An-Nisa verse 34, Allah has mentioned men are the protector and maintainer of women because God has given the one more strength than the other and because they support them from their means. This ayah has emphasized on the wali or guardianship concept in Islam, where male relatives like father, brother, grandfather and also uncle need to protect and take care of male. However, many people has misinterpreted this concept of guardianship by preventing women from having freedom in deciding their life. In this modern era, many women pursuing their study into higher education and even having impressive careers like engineer, architect, doctor, and many more. It contradicts in Saudi Arabia laws that requires the women to ask their male guardian to pursue study or work. In Surah An-Nahl, verse 78, Allah has encouraged all human beings to seek knowledge regardless of their gender, so that we can be more grateful to Allah. While in Surah An-Nisa, verse 32, also mentioned about the rights of working for both sexes. According to Islamic teaching, seeking knowledge and working to earn income are the obligation. So, there is no reason for any parties to prevent women from doing these things. To conclude, gender equality is a social issue which need to be concerned. We should be aware that all problems that arise either in politics or economy start with social issue. Same goes to the gender discrimination. It happens when the bad treatment are given to women. Later, the strong one would be claimed more rights because they are able to do many things in life. It cannot be denied that competition in life is good, but when it comes to insulting or persecuting others, a toxic society has been constructed. Every gender has their own ability and strength, and because of the advantage that men have, they are responsible for protecting women and not being cruel to them. Even so, this does not mean that women are less beneficial to the society. We should know that everyone has their own values. Some are capable of speech, horse riding, business, and many more. As a woman, they are also capable of achieving that what men are able to. Therefore, unequal treatment toward women should not happen since women are also having the same ability to succeed. There are indeed some other things that cannot be solved by the nature of women, such as being the family leaders or dissolving the marriage. But Allah set it up for a reason. Thus, we must confident by the decree of God that He will not burden or be excessive to His servant in terms of role and ability. But it is enough to be modest. That's all from us. Thank you.